According to Chris Voss, if you master how to negotiate, you can get anything you want. Think about this for a second. You and your partner spending a nice evening, but it's football time and you want to watch the game. Your partner has other ideas. She thinks you guys should watch America's Got Talent. How do you negotiate yourself out of this? Today we discuss Chris's book, Never Split the Difference, where he tells you how to negotiate as if your life depends on it. After all, Chris spent 20 years of his life with the FBI, dealing with bank robbers, kidnappers, and even extreme terrorists. He surely knows what he's talking about. I often hear people say a win-win approach is the best way to go. This basically means 50-50. In the case of the couple, for example, maybe alternate between watching 5 minutes of America's Idol and 5 minutes of football solves the issue. Can you tell me what's the win-win in this? It is worth noting that the techniques recommended by Chris are applicable to a wide range of business and personal life. Negotiating with a businessman and negotiating with a terrorist uses the same principle. Our entire life requires negotiations, be it getting our kids to do what we want, addressing long-term goals with your partner, or proposing that salary increase. You will, one way or another, require to negotiate. Negotiating is not about your way or my way. Negotiating is about finding a third way that makes both sides happy. For example, 2 of your kids are fighting over a piece of chocolate. Doesn't matter how you divide it, they are both unhappy because they think the other side got more. Simple solution is to ask one kid to divide the chocolate and the other kid to pick first. 5 lessons we can learn from Chris's book in order to be a pro in negotiating. Lesson number 1, understand first. People want to be understood and accepted. Sounds too easy, right? By listening intensely, you demonstrate empathy and a sincere desire to understand what the other side is experiencing. John is expressing his frustration. Mary isn't listening. She's thinking of a comeback pitch. After Mary's comeback pitch, John is saying to himself, wow, she didn't even listen to a word I said. It's like 2 people discussing a completely different subject. Once people start yelling in negotiations, it's because they are feeling they have not been heard. During negotiations, people want to be understood, respected, and only then you can get what you want from that negotiation. If you fail to listen, then don't expect any success from the negotiation. Lesson number 2, negotiation is all about discovery. If you approach negotiation as some kind of must-win battle or a shouting match, then be sure to have a failed ending. Negotiating is an art of discovery. The objective is to uncover what the other side wants. Is it respect, recognition, time, or is it money? To get there, Chris recommends a couple of tactics. Smiling. When you smile at someone, you not only signal friendliness, but you've also enhanced their mood. Studies show that people's brains are 31% smarter when being smiled at. This also means if we are in a negative state of mind, we are 31% less smart. Second tactic is mirroring. Repeating at least some key words before responding shows that you are listening. It's a practice that requires cautious effort. For example, a conversation between Joanna and Andrew. I had such a tough day at work. Everything seemed to go wrong. A tough day, huh? Sounds like things didn't go as planned. Exactly. I was late for a meeting, then my computer crashed. That must have been really frustrating. Being late and then dealing with tech problems. You will notice Andrew did not only mirror Joanna's words, but also her emotions, fostering a sense of understanding. This conversation would have easily gone bad if Andrew went straight to narrate his own ordeal of the day, thereby making the conversation about him. Mirroring makes conversations run smoothly and makes the opponent reveals more information. Lesson number 3, tactical empathy. Tactical empathy here means understanding the other person's perspective deeply enough to influence the conversation effectively. What are the emotional obstacles standing in the way of getting an agreement? Understand it. Give it back to your opponent. Say things like, it seems like, it sounds like. Let's review this conversation between Sarah and Charles. I don't see why I even bother. No matter how hard I try, it's never good enough for them. It sounds like you're feeling really frustrated and unappreciated right now. Yeah, exactly. I work late every night this week to meet the deadline, and all I get is criticism. It seems like you are upset all the extra effort you put in wasn't acknowledged. Yes, it's like they only see what's wrong and not what's good. That must be really disheartening, to feel like your hard work isn't being valued. Yeah, it's like I wish they'd noticed the progress I've made. Will it help if we found a way to highlight the improvements we've made in our next meeting? That way we can make sure they see the progress you're proud of. Charles have applied tactical empathy by applying these 4 things. Active listening. Charles paid attention to Sarah's words and emotions. Labeling emotions. Charles reflected Sarah's frustrations and feelings of being unappreciated, helping her feel heard. Building rapport. By validating her emotions without dismissing or defending the criticism, Charles lowered her defenses. Offering solutions. Once Sarah felt understood, Charles gently shifted the focus to a constructive step forward. This approach not only calms the other person, but also opens the door for a productive dialogue and resolution. Lesson number 4. Start with no. There's something about saying yes that makes you feel uneasy and not in control. Once you say yes to something, you immediately feel committed or even trapped. Contrary to many beliefs, no is the start of every negotiation. If you come to me and say, "Can we talk for 5 minutes?" I will most likely say yes, but my brain starts wondering, is she going to take all my time? Is she about to sell that stupid idea again? Oh dear, why did I say yes? I already feel trapped, and these thoughts stop me from focusing on the negotiation. Because remember, negotiation is about discovery. Imagine if the conversation had gone this way. You approach me and say, "Is it a bad time to talk for 5 minutes?" My brain automatically says no, but let me finish this report and I will meet you in your desk in the next 15 minutes. The no makes me feel confident as I did not commit to anything. More importantly, it gives me control. It was me that said I will meet you in 15 minutes. Another example in the workplace between Mark and a client. Is it a terrible idea to explore how we might work together and solve your current challenges? No, it's not a terrible idea. Great. Are you against hearing a few ways we can help improve efficiency for your team? No, of course. Instead of asking questions that might pressure the client into a yes, Mark framed it to make no the natural response. For instance, is it a terrible idea? Makes no feel safe and non-committal. Saying no gives the client a sense of control and autonomy, which lowers their defenses and make them more open to hearing your ideas. By starting with no, a collaborative tone is established. Lesson number 5. That is right. This is one of the most powerful phrases in negotiations you want to hear. Imagine a landlord negotiating rent with a tenant who is upset about a proposed rent increase. "I've lived here for 5 years, always paid my rent on time and taking good care of the property, and now you're increasing the rent?" It sounds like you're frustrated because you've been a loyal tenant, always paid on time and taking great care of the place. And now with the rent increase, you're feeling like your loyalty isn't being valued? That's right. It's about getting your opponent to respond with those words. That's right. If you get your opponent to say that's right, then you're on the right path to getting a deal done. You make this happen by validating their perspective. By summarizing the tenant's emotions and concerns accurately, The landlord shows empathy and understanding without necessarily agreeing to their demands. Building trust. Saying that's right signals the tenant feels heard and acknowledged, making them more likely to engage in a constructive dialogue. Setting the stage for negotiation. Once the tenant feels understood, they're more likely to be open to compromise, such as discussing alternative solutions like smaller rent increase, flexible payment terms, and so on. This technique helps diffuse tensions and shift the focus towards finding a mutually agreeable resolution. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next video. For more content like this, hit the like and subscribe button. Let's make this epic journey together as we read and discuss books after books.